Hello and welcome everyone to today's live webinar hosted by Newired. It is our pleasure to have you join us for the kickoff of our new AI webinar series, where we will be showcasing our latest and most exciting features. Thank you all for being here with us. We will give 1 or 2 minutes for people to join the session and get comfortable with the panel of GoToWebinar. In the meantime, I'm glad and thrilled to introduce you our speaker of today, Iji Valek, our VP Product Management. Iji.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you for the introduction. Welcome all the people who are just joining. As Lori said, we'll wait 1 or 2 minutes for all to connect and join our audio and visuals. In the meantime, let me also ask Lori, you hear me fine, right?
Yes, I hear you perfectly.
Very good. So we are just really waiting for 1 more minute, and then we start speaking about how to actually adopt a smarter digital adoption solutions with Newired artificial intelligence. People are joining. Welcome, everyone. Just wait 1 more minute, and we start. Hello and welcome everyone again on our today's webinar. My name is Iji Valek. I'm from the Newired team. I represent the product management team here on this webinar. Today, we want to speak about AI in the context of digital adoption. I'm coming from the Newired product management team. I'm the VP of product management, and you know, no product roadmap, no product proposition today would be complete unless there is a overlap with the modern AI and generative AI capabilities. So today we really want to focus and share how we today leverage the AI to enhance the user interactions, how to leverage more automations, more content, how to give you, let's say, a smarter and easier to use onboarding platform, which also not only process our data, but may also process the data that you already have, the knowledge-based content that you have created over the years. So no matter if you are new to Newired or if you are using our solution for years, let's see, you will get something today. And we start fast by speaking about, let's say, about content from the perspective of a text and languages. So we have clients who distribute the content around the globe. By content, we mean there is an application that is, let's take a Workday application, which helps with the management of the employees' life cycle, from managing their goals, vacations, etc. And this application might be globally rolled out, but you may need, let's say, a guidance specific to a different geographies, or the guidance is really the same and you just want to make the user access the guides in their local preferred language. You know that the natural language processing capabilities that we probably all use as a part of the ChatGPT or other tools really provide everyone with the access to the content translation services. So the content can be translated into different languages automatically using the AI components. From our perspective, we effortlessly integrate the translation tools within the workflow of the translation. So what it means is that from the end user perspective, the experience is fully transparent. So I open my CRM application or any application, just for the sake of this demonstration, I use the Suite CRM tool, and I can trigger the help menu, or the help menu can trigger automatically. For me as a user, I can always switch to a different language. The language itself can be also, let's see, pre-selected automatically by your local settings, by the browser language, by the operation system localization, depending simply on the different conditions. Very often, I mean, some customers perform more deeper integration, so they synchronize the language of the target application with the language of the let's say digital adoption content. So if your target application enables the user to select a language, we can provide, let's say, an API how to synchronize these two languages. So if I switch, for example, Workday or Salesforce or Zinsplorer into a different language, me as a user, I can also automatically have the content from, let's say, available in a different language. What it means is that if I switch it manually here, because I have the English application and my operating system is running in English language, I can change it, the help language, to Italian. And from now on, the content speaks a different language, right? How we handle it. So from the end user perspective, the translations needs to be still, let's say, approved. So we don't, let's say, enable on-the-fly translation, that you can, let's say, have the system translating you the content to any language you pick. But what we still do is that the manager of the content needs to set up the translation package. So what it means is that I can set up any of the translation, let's say, packages. The package can be translated by the artificial intelligence service. So it means that it is automatically translated, for example, from English to Italian. But once it is automatically translated, I can still first review it as part of my preview workflow. But on top of that, the translation package can be, let's say, downloaded and checked or proofreaded by the, let's say, a language expert, and adjust the actual translation according to the human knowledge. So what it means is that for the translation workflows, we still, let's see, we embrace the automation of the artificial intelligence. The content is automatically translated when you set up a new translation package. But we allow customers to quickly test, revise, and validate the AI-generated translations before publishing. So it means is that once you translate automatically the content, you as a manager, you still need to go through the publishing process and submit the content translation through the publishing workflows as they are built into the Newired content management backend. This allows you to make sure that only that you automate or make the process much faster with the use of the AI services, but you still have the manual control for the fine-grained approvals on the level of the content translation. We did it because we have most of the customers, let's say, really focused on the content quality, and they want to make sure that the translated content can be proofreaded before actually published. So this was about the content translation, a very common benefit of the AI initiatives, that the computers can now process the content in different languages and can help with the content translation. Let's go to the second benefit of the AI that we leverage today. This is the AI-driven conversational search. We wanted to leverage the generative AI capabilities to interpret and understand what the user needs when they search for help. Before I will focus on this slide, let me just go again to the live version of our system. And let's show you what is a target problem. So we have again our CRM system, on top of which we have the help menu. This is demo environment with just a few journeys. But in real life and deployments, we see hundreds, if not thousands of journeys for different processes, for different operating procedures. Of course, these thousands or hundreds of journeys can be segmented to different departments and roles. So not every user shall see all the journeys in the content. On the other hand, we believe that there is a policy not to hide the content from the individuals. I mean, there are people wearing multiple hats. Sometimes you want to help a colleague, which is from a different department. So in the same time, we discourage people to apply too strict criteria about what content is visible in the help. But there was an issue, because if you have too many journeys, if you have hundreds of journeys in the pop-up screen, you need to rely on the search. Of course, the most common journeys will be highlighted in a playlist. So I have a predefined curated playlists. It's like on Spotify that I can have millions of songs, but there are curated playbooks, playlists that are being managed by the organization. But then you have your thousands or hundreds of journeys, and there you rely on the search. And if I want to create a new account in the CRM system, I can search differently. Let's imagine that I don't see that the name of the journey is how to create a new account, but I'll search how to make my first new account. And you see, when I search like this, and I use any keyword that is not being part of my journey, I don't find anything. And maybe this is really let's say, not a real environment that in the real life you will just search by new account, and in this case you find your journey. But is it an account or is it a company? You never know, right? So the problem of the traditional conservative search implementations was that the computer was really searching for the terms you wrote. It was, let's say, smart enough maybe that I mean, I can search for account and new, and it doesn't matter in which order I search, I still find it. So the search can be really smarter, but in reality, what is the benefit of the AI is that if I switch to the AI mode, so when I am really chatting with the AI now interprets my search statements, not just by finding the same words, but by understanding let's see, the semantic meaning of what I'm searching for. So if I will now enter the same search phrase as before, how to make a new account. Now we are leveraging the AI capabilities to actually process all the content. We are now processing actually much more content than just journeys, and I will speak about it in a minute. But what we see here is that we get some information, but what is really important is that on top of just what is really written, we recommend a specific triggers to start the journeys automatically. I can preview the journey in our slideshow, or of course I can just, let's say, start it on top of my existing platform. So instead of chatting with the ChatGPT and trying to understand the text-based answers, we embed an option to automatically recommend to the end users the journeys and trigger them using this chatbot interface. So we have started the journey, and I process the journey as traditional in my environment. We can do more than just trigger a journey. Okay, if I search for list of accounts, get me the list of accounts. It will also provide me with a bookmarks. So the chatbot interface is processing all the assets that are being managed in the Newired system, and it helps me with a one single click to trigger the asset from the help interface. So we trigger the bookmark, we just get me to the right page and says that here is the list of accounts that you may be working with in your organization. So what we are saying is that the AI-driven conversational search is leveraging the generative AI to really understand the content you have deployed into Newired. And we'll speak later about how we protect your data. So we don't actually train the data model, but we pass data differently, but I will be speaking about that later in my presentation. It intelligently understands or interprets the query intention and search more accurately for anything which may relate to the thing that I search for. And this, of course, at the end, enhances the user experience, especially if you have hundreds and thousands of the different journeys, playbooks, tips, etc. But, you know, we think bigger. We don't just, let's say, concentrate on processing our content. We believe there will be always things or operations in your app, in your workflows, which may not be covered by the journeys, by the playbooks, etc. I mean, you probably focus on the common scenarios first. So you create the guides and tutorials for the operational procedures your users requires most. And for the rest, you probably already have a knowledge base. You may have a manual automatically provided by the target application. You may have prepared some PDFs that are in the SharePoint. And at the end, the button that you see in the user interface says help. So our goal is that there is just one place that the user clicks anytime he or she needs assistance. And the help may, of course, expose the journeys and tutorials that you have created, but it can also process your existing knowledge base articles, your existing knowledge base providers like Flashdesk or anything. So when your user is actually chatting with the system, it doesn't only process the native Newired data, it also processes the content that is remotely available on SharePoints, on knowledge base processes, etc. So if I search for how to create a custom field, now there is no journey. There is nothing in Newired that would actually help the user to set up such a custom field. But we have here the links to the external articles that were provided as part of the deployment of the digital adoption platform solution. So when I click, I actually get here into the knowledge base about how to set up the work item fields. For those, I mean, who are really, let's say, oriented about details, we actually are showing here how we process very large knowledge base. This knowledge base of another deployment we have from Siemens and Polarium. So it's really processed a pretty large knowledge base system. What it also shows that it's very custom knowledge-based system. So it's not knowledge-based system provided by Freshdesk or Zendesk or any common platform, but this is really a proprietary knowledge base, so we can connect our solution with almost any knowledge-based providers, even if this is very custom provided by your IT organization. I can chat with the system, of course. I need this for a test run. Now, I mean, the system understands the context of my conversation, that I'm still involved in creating a custom field. So it helps me now and provides an article test run custom fields, so I can easily click and I get into the right context. Of course, I would be able to search the knowledge base by itself, but as I said, we want to provide a holistic user experience with only one access point, then no matter where the content is it a digital adoption platform already processes journeys, or does it stay in SharePoint, or is it in a third-party knowledge base? You still interact with only one access point, and the system automatically searches for any content anywhere. What's we focus on a key, let's say, aspects. First is the seamless integration. So we don't enforce you to use a solution that would actually require a migration of a data from a SharePoint or proprietary knowledge base to our format. No, we take the existing content as it is, and we, via the APIs, can connect to any online platform with knowledge base articles. Let's say we don't prioritize one content over the other. So from the perspective of the user, we concentrate on the best possible answer. So if there is an article which is more specific than a journey, we prioritize the article over the journey, which is really also very important. And it utilized the natural language chat interface to streamline the discovery of the content. So you are not just searching by the keywords, but you really use the same NLP chat capabilities to search for the best answer using this single point of query. Now, let's speak for a while about data, about the privacy, about content security, etc. So, you know that since the early days, we position Newired as a solution for highly secure deployments with a focus on data privacy. We have governments deploying our tools internally. City town halls, we have the medical institutions that process the patient's data using Newired. And in all these deployments, the security and data privacy is a top priority. And we were thinking a lot about how to leverage an AI in a way that it is fully capable, but also let's say, data privacy and security compliant. And we are proud to, let's say, to commit for this ethical approach. So first, let's see, you know that you can deploy Newired on premise. The same or similar can be achieved with our AI component. So the AI component processes all of the data is separated from the main Newired service. By default, you can leverage the AI component that runs on our cloud, even if you are, let's say, on-prem, or you can connect and set up the service in your private cloud. You know that Microsoft Azure or OpenAI, they provide, let's say, their own AI services that you may already leverage internally. And what we allow you is to use your own account that you have with Microsoft Azure or with OpenAI or with any other provider to process these, let's say, NLP queries. The second important thing is that we actually don't train the AI models based on your data. So in none of the examples that I was showing you today, we push the content to the AI model. There are ways how we can just push this data into the context of the local chat. And this is processed only in the given conversation and not shared with the AI provider at all. So we are introducing measures how to make sure that first, you can use your own account where all the data are guaranteed by your AI provider. Because if you have an account with Microsoft Azure, there are legal terms that helps you to be protected from any reuse or any for any threat possible that your data will be leveraged by any other, let's say, company. The second, even if you have, let's say, your own contract with the AI provider, we don't share the data to train their data models. Everything what we have today is being implemented on top of using the small, let's say, language models where the content is actually passed in a separate request in a short memory, which is lost once the conversation with the chat bot is closed. That's where I would like to finish today. We have a second series of our AI webinars coming in a few weeks, where we will be speaking about what's coming, what are the next steps with on our Newired roadmap. Today, I was really focusing on what we can achieve today with the use of AI. As I said, because the AI component is separated, we have a separated release cycle. We can be more agile and release the new features independently on the core Newired server. And because of that, let's say we can deploy the new features much faster. So we also separate the roadmap for the AI features independently to the roadmap of the core features being part of the platform. That's what we have prepared today, and I hope that there will be some questions. So I open the chat, and let's see whether you have some questions. You can use the chat panel provided by the GoToWebinar to ask any questions. I'll just check if there is anything. Can the chat be processed in a different language? Yes. I was never doing this test, but let's see. I think that it will require some setup, but account. I'm asking in the Czech language, and I'm not sure whether the system. Yeah, actually, it is really speaking my local language. I'm from Czech Republic, sitting here with the Newired team, the product team, and what you see here, I can chat in my local Czech language with the knowledge base that is strictly, let's say, in English. Because my journey is not translated into Czech. I mean, I got the content in English, but it's still better than anything else. Maybe I can formulate my questions better in the Czech language than in the English language. So thank you for this question. I was, let's see, brave enough to give it a try in this live session. But I'm quite surprised that this is working great. So more questions like that, please. Can you process PDF documents? Yes, the AI can actually, with some modules, process the content from the PDF documents. The thing what is important to understand, we see the best results when we actually point to an online asset. So if the PDF is part of, let's say, a SharePoint or some online content management system, I think that we are capable of process the PDF manuals, but we don't, let's say, process the offline resources, but we process in the current moment the online resources, and we help the user to actually to navigate to the content easily. Can you connect multiple knowledge base libraries? And if so, how does Newired find specific information from the respective knowledge base? So there are two questions here, because the content is being processed on the level of so-called site. So as I said, we don't push all the data. So I mean, we don't let the AI to process or to learn based on your data. We provide the content as part of the short memory context, and the AI is searching in this given context. If a different knowledge bases are part of the over different sites, then the solution is trivial. If you have a cross-application guidance, the problem is the understanding of a term. So if, for example, you manage accounts in Salesforce and tasks in Jira, and you have the cross-application guidance across Salesforce and Jira, I'm just making it up, and you process two different knowledge base systems, we always remember the online URL for the given article. And from this point of view, if you query about the task, the links will go to Jira. If you query about the accounts, the links will point to the Salesforce articles. If the account will live in both worlds, without being specific, the system will give you articles about accounts in Salesforce and accounts in Jira. And you can, of course, provide as part of your chat, let's say, interface, that you only care about, for example, Jira. So because the search is not just the search by the chat, you can narrow the search by having a conversation with the AI chatbot. Is the AI searching also company internal content? The AI is indexing only what you instruct the AI to process. It doesn't need to be publicly available. It doesn't actually index everything by default, because we are not indexing it. It's not actually the AI that is indexing it. Technically, we have our own index of articles to be built based on the processing your knowledge base. So the AI, we don't push the data into the AI model. We process our own index, and this index is being pushed into this short memory of the AI, where the NLP based query is actually executed. So first, we don't push data to the AI model. We process it internally by our own statistical models. We derive the, let's say, the parts of the knowledge base articles which are somehow relevant, and this is on the input for the AI to be processed. So there is a, let's say, there is some complexity behind the chat. How do we make sure that that the content is being processed? We don't really leverage just the chatbot. So what I'm saying is that the things that you see here, if you would run with the standard chatbot, it will not respond in the way as we see as embedded in Newired. So we use a special lightweight NLP service, which we feed with every request with the relevant data, based on also understanding of your question. So there is really some smart engineering behind that. We have pull-on live docs for help files. Can these be processed by AI? As I said, anything can be processed by AI, but our goal in the current moment is to focus on, let's see, you get to the chat by clicking on the help button, right? So by default today, we really focus on the content where the intention of the user is search for an assistant. If the live docs, for example, would describe a process descriptions, so we don't speak about, for example, requirement specifications, but we really speak about the let's see, like confluence pages on the live docs that describes the process itself, how to perform something. Yes, we can potentially process such data as well and point to the live docs as well. But this would require a custom knowledge-based processor that we can deploy via the APIs, but definitely worth to contact with our team, and we can explore better how to make it happen. I have the content of the journeys available in English, and I want it to translate into Spanish. Is the content of the journeys automatically translated from one language to another within Newired? Yes, this is exactly what I was saying. By the term automatically, doesn't mean on the fly. You can trigger the automated translation into Spanish or any language. And so it is not translated as you write the English language, but you can trigger the translation automatically or manually, but you trigger the automated translation process. Let me see. I mean, all great questions. Thank you for that. Let's see whether there is anything else. Well, I can make this bigger because I'll put it. Yeah. These were all the questions that you were asking. Thank you for your time. As I said, there will be a second series, second part of our series of AI webinar Planet in the next weeks, where we will focus mostly about what's coming, what's Planet, and based on your questions that we also collect today, and maybe what you will send offline, we can also recap some of the existing capabilities next time. We will focus on the questions you have. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Bye, everyone.